Dear colleagues, collective work is presented to your attention Kryvyi Rih Regional Landscape Technical System. Kryvyi Rih region is a unique landfill for the study of industrial landscapes within which a powerful landscape technical supersystem has been formed, which combines landscape engineering and landscape technogenic components. The study of the modern structure of mining landscapes of the Kryvyi Rih landscape technical system is not possible without a retrospective analysis of its development, and therefore this aspect is currently in the field of our scientific research. The objective of the proposed publication is a retrospective analysis of the knowledge and specifics of economic development of the Kryvyi Rih regional landscape and technical system. Based on the analysis of the scientific literature in the history of the study of nature and landscapes of Kryvyi Rih region, we have identified two stages, which we describe below. First one, stage of initial knowledge of nature, ancient times, the first half of the 19th century. Second one, stage of knowledge of the nature of Kryvyi for the purpose of industrial development, second half of the 19th century, the beginning of the 21st century. Stage of initial knowledge of nature, ancient times, the first half of the 19th century. Descriptions of individual geocomponents or natural phenomena of direct importance to human life and activity prevail. Complex descriptions, nature, population, economy, customs, tradition, etc., which were initiated by Herodotus, continued in chronicles and the works Western European scientists, 15th to 18th centuries. The stage of initial knowledge of Kryvyi Rih region ends with the fact that, in addition to description of nature, in the second half of the 18th century, elements of scientific research and research are launched, expressed by academic expeditions 1768 and 1774, and intelligence of individual scientists. It was at this time that Zuev found iron ores, iron slate of Kryvyi. Their discovery gave impetus to new, more detailed studies of Kryvyi Rih regional landscape technical system, history of knowledge and specifics of economic development, nature of Kryvyi, and became the starting point of its anthropogenic changes in the future. Stage of knowledge of the nature of Kryvyi for the purposes of industrial development, second half of the 19th century, the beginning of the 21st century. The rapid development of industrial in the second half of the 19th century, not only in Western, but also in Eastern Europe, led to the active research for minerals, including fuel, coal, oil, and ore, iron, manganese, polymetallic, etc. Favorably located in spatial terms, Kryvyi has attracted the attention of many scientists. In the second half of the 19th century, exploration of iron ores of Kryvyi was successfully conducted by Kulshin, Barbot de Marne, and others. The results of their research have made it possible since the 80s of the 19th century to actively extract iron ore and form a new industrial area. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, geocomponents research of Kryvyi is significantly expanding. Scientists are in the field of view of all components of nature, although their study is uneven. Landscape research is in the region began in the middle of the 20th century. They are associated with the names of such famous scientists as Yefanov, Belevtsev, Natarov, Klevtsov, and others. The object of study is anthropogenic geocomponents, landscape and environmental problems inherent in the Kryvyi Rih zone of technogenesis. In the 80s of the 20th century, research of anthropogenic landscapes of Kryvyi was started by Volova and Kozakov. At the beginning of the 21st century, scientific research is continued mainly by landscape scientists of Kryvyi Rih Pedagogical University under the leadership of Kozakova. 120 years have formed a special unified space-time integral structure which is traditionally called Kryvyi Rih region. Kryvyi has outgrown its original meaning only as the Kryvyi Rih iron ore geological and mining basin. The phenomenon of Kryvyi is wider and deeper. It combines nature, technology, and man, gave grounds for the formation of a kind of social mentality in Kryvyi Rih. Close interactions of nature, economy, and man, narrow specialization of the economy, is the basis for the development of Kryvyi Rih region unique for Ukraine anthropogenic landscapes. From the second half of the 19th and to the beginning of the 21st century, the natural steppe landscapes of Kryvyi have been radically replaced by mainly industrial and residential ones. The processes of technologies affected no more than individual geocomponents, and the landscapes as a whole created new, unprotected for steppe zones, anthropogenetic landscapes. On this slide, you can see the main classes of landscapes, which displayed as detailed description of the modern landscapes of Kryvyi Rih can be read in the article. In summary, they are presented on the map. The analysis of literally and cartographic sources allowed to distinguish two stages in the history of nature and landscapes, as well as the economic development of Kryvyi. The stage of initial knowledge of nature, ancient times, the first half of the 19th century, and the stage of nature research for industrial development, second half of the 19th century, the beginning of the 21st century. Periods differ in the time intervals and results, but really show the course and features of the formation of a complex and unique landscape technical system of Kryvyi. This system was formed on the basis of unique reserves of mainly iron ores, partly other types of minerals. In the process of its operation, over 120 years, geocomponents and landscape complexes with an area of over 100,000 hectares have been involved and radically changed. Here we formed industrial and residential landscapes that have no analogs in world practices. Their structure is unique and includes fragments of all other currently available classes of anthropogenetic landscapes. Among the industrial ones, mining landscapes in particular deserve special attention. They are the most suitable landscape complexes, not only for reclamation works, but also for cultivation of the whole landscape technical system of Kryvyi. All pictures taken from web, they are freely available. Thank you for your attention.